Hello friends, Namaste, Namaskar. You're watching Investors Time and this is Sahavir. In this video, we will be talking about Reliance Industries. This stock has been a heartthrob for many and now this is a buzzing stock as of now because of the lots of news. This has a market cap of 9,29,346 crores at the current price of 1466, generating an EPS of 64.01. But I'm more interested on the reserves and the debt part. The reserves is almost 4,46,992 crores, but you have to also consider the fact that it has debt of almost 3 lakh crores, sorry. It has also a free cash flows in the last year 2019 of minus 47,000 crores, which is not very good, and even the ROS and ROI is just 11%. It is not phenomenal numbers, but the Buffett rule, it has a phenomenal growth in the last 3 years. You can see the sales has grown by 15%, while the 10 years is just 8% and the last 7 years is 4.64%. It also has shown a phenomenal growth in this EPS CAGR as well. It has shown a CAGR growth of 15.19% for the last 3 years, wherein the last 10 years it has been 9.3%. So the Buffett role, this is a beautiful company. But there are many other factors that also has to be taken into consideration. So let us talk with the revenue segments. Mainly it is 5 segments: the petrochemicals and refining segment and oil and gas exploration. This is just 1% of contribution, so we will not talk much about the oil and gas sector, but it has started its venture into organized retail and also digital services. If you talk about the revenue contribution, you can see that the highest is from the refining sector. That means it does a production and also it does marketing of petroleum products, and the contribution is about 48%, but it has fallen by almost 3% from the previous year. And if you talk about the petrochemicals companies, it has fallen to 18% from almost 22.3%. But the key revenue segments which is actually being considered a lot for the increment in the price is the organized retail sector and the digital service sector. You can see that the organized retail sector, it has almost grown from 17% to 20.2%, and the digital services has grown from almost 6% to almost 8.3%. And also if you take into consideration of the profit contribution, you can see that the organized retail has grown from 7.8% to 10.6%, and the digital services has grown from 14.1% to 23.5%. So there has been a phenomenal growth in the organized retail sector and the digital services sector. But what happened to the core revenue segment of this Reliance Industries? Even before the crude oil has actually fallen down to $0, you can see that this is not when the crude has gone down. Even before the crude has fallen down, which happened in the beginning of April, you can see that already the petrochemicals business has fallen by almost 12%, and you can also see that the refining segment also has fallen by 2%. So there is a clear degrowth of the oil. The oil is not the new gold, and that is what we can clearly say even before the March 2020 itself. And that's the reason maybe they are shifting their concentration from the petrochemicals and refining, which has been a core thing for them, to organized retail and digital services sector. But the most important thing is that in the organized retail segment, is this the only Reliance is the one, the key player? There are many others, right? And we are also used to the local stores as well. And even the digital services, there has been laggards by the Vodafone Idea and even the Bharti Airtel. We don't know if at all it will tap into every opportunity. The most other factor, which is the most important thing that you have to notice, is that the stock price never runs because you are seeing some phenomenal results in the fundamentals. This mainly runs during September months when the AGMs are happening, or when there was an announcement of Jio, when there was a news of Jio demerger, when there was a Saudi Aramco deal, when the new Facebook deal. These are the news that drives the price of the Reliance Industries, but it is not due to the financial numbers, and that is what I really don't like. But still, it is fine. As long as the price speaks to you that it is in a key demand zone, we have to buy it. But fundamentally, I cannot speak much about this company. Let me remind you, if at all you are liking my channel, or if at all you are liking the content, please hit the like button and don't forget to share with your friends. And also, I'll highly appreciate if at all you have some company in your mind, you want me to make me some video, I'll be privileged to make a video on that. If you want me to talk about the news, the Saudi Aramco news, they know that this core segment, which is petrochemicals and refining, it is not doing pretty much good. So what they want to do is that they want to sell almost 20% stake. Before, it was a non-binding agreement with the Saudi Aramco for a deal of $15 billion. But the thing is that, when there was a non-binding agreement, government has intervened and said that, this deal cannot pass through, because if this deal gets passed, then Reliance Industries will not have enough assets to pay arbitration claims in an unrelated case. And for that reason, the agreement has stopped. But Mr. Mukesh Ambani ji is very keen on signing this deal, but a binding agreement before the next annual shareholders meet, which is September. Coming to the Facebook deal, the first thing is that Reliance, once it has ventured into the digital services segment, now it has started a new commerce business, which is a JioMart, and it wants to tap MSMEs, farmers and kiranas. What it wants to do is that it knows that this is a $700 billion opportunity, and 90% of the retail industry is an unorganized sector, and that is what they want to tap. And for that reason, they have actually tied up with Facebook, and the Facebook has taken about 9.9% equity stake in the Jio platform. And this deal is a mystery, but so far we have, from the news, I have come to know that it is a deal of 43,574 crores, and out of this 15,000 crores will be retained by the company, and I don't know if at all, that will be used for the growth of the JioMart itself, or it will clear its debt. But you have to consider that the debt is almost 3 lakh crores as of 2019. So this 15,000 crores of retained earnings, I don't think it will do much difference. And the other 28,000 crores, they will be used to redeem the optionally convertible preferential shares. WhatsApp wants to take over the India, where Amazon and Flipkart is playing so well. It wants to tap that opportunity, but we don't know if at all Reliance wants to use the Facebook's user analytics powered advertising, and it can make some in-app purchases through Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram. We never know that. We don't know about the deal, but this is what is happening with the company. It mostly runs because of the news. And what happens in the equity? It's that you buy a company thinking that there will be a demand tomorrow, or after 1 week, there will be more people trying to buy. And when there are buying volumes, the price will actually increase. And for that reason, we actually buy. Before buying any company, you have to think one question: why should I buy this company? You have to think, you have to search for reasons what you will actually miss if you don't buy this company. You try to find maximum mistakes in that company. If at all you don't find one, you don't find any mistake, and if at all you're convinced that this is a great company, then only buy it. Don't buy because you have seen a video or you have seen a news and you got attracted to it, because that is where most of the times we will get trapped into. And this is my sincere advice. After seeing the video, I see some even 1 or 2 people will come and say that they have bought that stock at the highest price, and what to do now. I feel very sorry, I feel very bad for that, and that's the reason I'm telling you this. And also, before buying the company, that you have to actually remember that this is a debt-ridden company. So you can see the reserves has been phenomenally increasing from almost 1,38,000 crores to almost 3,81,000 crores. But you can also see that the borrowings have increased from 64,000 crores. It has increased to 3,07,000 crores as of 2019, which is not so good. Even if you see the interest payments which this company is actually liable to, you can see that in March 2020 it has almost increased to 22,000 crores, while in 2019 it was 16,495 crores. So I'll be covering fundamental analysis as well in this company, but I thought I'll have to do a little technical analysis so that whoever is not completely into technical analysis, they will at least know the key levels of where you have to buy and where you have to sell. So we will see the chart of this. This is a daily chart of Reliance Industries, and we have considering the RSI, the volumes and the price for now. I'm doing a Ichimoku analysis for now. So this price for now, it has actually broken the cloud, which is the highest resistance. It has broken the cloud with a huge gap, but you can see that 1500 levels are a key resistance level for this stock. Even if this 1500 levels are broken, if at all this 1500 levels are broken, you can see that there is another resistance of 1600 levels. So even if you want to buy this stock at this 1500 levels, just think once, just for this $100, should you really enter into this stock? And also you can see that here there has been many rejections of the price. You can see that how many sellers are there. So unless this stock actually breaks this 1500 level with enough volume, I don't think that there will be an upside. And also, before the volume profile, let me show you one inverted hammer as well. You can see this candle pattern forming. This pattern is almost inverted hammer. You can see, considering that this as a neckline, you can see that there is an inverted hammer forming for now, and maybe the stock will retrace down. Maybe it will retrace till the cloud, or maybe it will retrace only till the last levels. So, or I'm thinking mostly this gap, which is between 1215 to 1300, I strongly feel that this gap has to be filled before the next run. So probably the stock will come down to 1215 or 1300 levels, then you can actually make a safe buy. And if at all you want another safe buy, you can actually wait for this neckline to be broken with sufficient volumes. And after the breaking neckline, if there is a retracement towards the neckline with a decrease in the momentum of the fall, then that is also a good value buy of the stock. So the key value buys of the stock is from 1250 to 1300 levels, or at least near the 1300 levels, and or after the breaking the neckline, if there is a retracement, then actually you can start buying at 1500 levels. If at all it has retraced and if it starts its movement, I think this will be a multi-year ride, and this will be a beautiful opportunity. After 1500 levels you can get into, but not as of now. And if at all you consider even the volume profile of this stock, you can see that at almost 1089 levels, where in the last month Mrs. Neetu Ambani has already picked this stock in a bulk order, there has been enormous buying at that particular price. If at all you see only this fall from almost January or February, you can see that at this particular 1105 price there has been a huge buying, and even now you can see that the volume profile has built up almost equal to the 1100 levels. So I don't think that there are fresh buy positions at this 1105 levels. I think the stock is going to go down. So please just think before you buy this stock. As of now, this is a beautiful stock you can actually buy, because no matter how it is doing in fundamental numbers, if the price is screaming at you that there is a key demand level and if it wants to go up, you have to actually enter it, because price is God. So this is all about technical analysis, and if at all we have to talk about the fundamentals again, then we will start with the directly margins. So seeing about the yearly margins, the red bars are the operating profit margins, and you can see from almost 2016 to 2018 it was about 15% to 16%, but from then the stock has been the OPM has been falling, and now it is at 14.7%. And you can also see the net profit margins, which was about 10.9% in 2016, has fallen down to 6.6% in 2020, which is not very appreciating. In 2019, because of the Jio and all, it has done a phenomenal increase in the sales. You can see that it has grown by 44.9% in the 2019, but in 2020 it has been a flat growth of 5.2%, and it has tapped about 5,95,697 crores of sales. And speaking about the profits as well, in 2020, it has gained about 39,354 crores of net profit, which is a growth of almost negative 0.6%. But you can see from almost 20.6%, the growth has been considerably falling, and now it is almost negative 0.6%. And considering the COVID and the next, slowdown in economy and all, it couldn't tap any profits or sales in 2020. Can this company really make some sales and profits in the next 2 quarters? This is a big question for me as well. EPS has been phenomenally growing. In the March 2019 it was about 66.8, and in 2018 it was 40.6, and even considering the Ben Graham model, you can see that I'll actually consider EPS growth in this. So the current price is at 1466. Even considering it the lowest growth, it is at 1137, which says that it is overvalued. But considering the highest growth of this company, it is at 1474, which means that it has reached its par level, and I don't think that the stock can go up more. But I might be wrong too. So this is all about the company. If at all you like this video, if at all you have any other suggestions, you can actually get into this messages. You can tell me what company you are interested in, or if you want my views, or if you want me to make a small video, I can actually do that for you. And if at all you like this video or the company, please hit the like button. Don't forget to share with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Happy investing. Stay at home and stay healthy.